ट्रांसमिट होगा यहाँ बिना पता चल रही है।
अरे हूँ मैं इसी पे हूँ भाई।
without wasting. So without further time.
Good evening, everybody. Sorry for inconvenience caused. I request Kuldeep sir to please continue the session. I request Kuldeep sir to please continue the session.
Okay, fine. Professor Tripathi will continue. I think we have only 65 participants. Should we wait for another 2-3 minutes for others also to join, or
Yes, yes, sir. I think we should wait for 2, 3 minutes, sir. We have sent the link to their mails and WhatsApp groups, so we can wait for 5 minutes, sir. Yeah.
Okay.
क्या इसने तो लहना वो वाला ज्वाइन करा।
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Sir, we are, please can you allow us to join that Google Meet link?
Yes, ma'am. It's updating, ma'am. Ma'am, it's
I'm not
coming.
able to
Requests are
join.
coming in
I've
queue.
already
You are in
sent the
queue. We will
request,
be
but I'm
joining
not
shortly, ma'am.
allowed to sign in. That.
Yeah, ma'am. You give the request. It will be updated because majority members are joining. So it is in queue. You will be joined shortly.
Ayush, let the session start here. Let people come.
So what's up?
Let the session begin here. People will start. They can keep coming. Let Kuldeep sir start the
Okay,
session.
okay.
Sir, you please start.
Hello.
Okay, fine.
Hello. Sir, mute है. Oh.
Should I start?
Yes,
Yes,
sir,
sir.
please.
Please start.
Okay, thank you. So it would be some repetition to those who were there on Zoom now on Google Meet. For benefit of those who couldn't join the session on Zoom, I'll quickly just kind of summarize what we discussed is. So we were discussing like having a AI based algorithm and solutions is one aspect, but there are more to it. In the sense, we should be cautious enough, like when we implement any machine learning algorithm, first when we train it and then implement it. So there are various issues related to that, which is discussed generally at higher level. Uh, uh, so some of the issues were like the AI based algorithms. They are trained on the data, the historical data, which is generated by human beings. That is, which is the resultant of the decisions of human beings. The human beings have taken certain decisions, and that data is there. So that means if you train an AI based or machine algorithm on the historical data which is generated because of the decisions of human being, then it is that algorithm is also going to get trained on the the various biases and ethical issues which were involved in the human being's decisions. That means you are not making them fair, unbiased, but in fact you are training them on the same issues which society faces. So now there are various ways and means being looked into, like how the algorithms could be made unbiased and the morally correct. But all those strategies which are there are just they don't touch the core of the decision making. So, but uh, I'll give you just like one example which we shared, like what do you do in such cases. So this is a scenario wherein say we all are we might have heard that there will be self-driving cars soon. Say so this particular scenario talks about uh, the year 2030. Say we already have a self-driving car on roads, and suppose you are going in that car to your office. Office may not be there at that point of time. The entire concept is changing. Say for example you're sitting on the back seat and you're going somewhere in that self-driving car, and suddenly a boy comes in front of that car. So car has got only two options: either it hit the boy and injures him, or it takes the turn and bangs into a say electrical ball, wherein it will damage the car. It will be damaging for the car as well as the person. That means you sitting on the back seat. Now, what do you do in certain cases? What the algorithm will do? So that will depend how the algorithm was trained. What human beings can do in such upbringing, and how do they what is priority for them. That means human beings are are they rational decision makers? No. Human beings have got certain needs and certain aspirations, certain motivation, and is driven by that. So similarly, the data, historical data on which the algorithms would be trained, also has inherently all these characteristics in that. But as a society, I mean, how these algorithms could be trained. As a society, do we really expect a algorithm who's fair, transparent, and not driven by emotions and all those kind of things? If we so it will be a whole new kind of world when the AI and machine learning algorithms will develop to their full potential. Say now, uh, based on the historical data, the algorithm was trained that the person sitting in the car is the most important entity for you. In order to save him, you can do whatever you want. So what the algorithm, what the car will does, it will hit the boy who came in front of it, and then all those legal and moral and ethical issues will come in place. Like if it if the accident happens, then who is to be blamed? Whether it is the car manufacturer, the developer who trained the algorithm and put it in place, the boy or person who bought this car. So these issues are not so simple to resolve. Having just intelligence in a machine doesn't mean that it can it is ready to take on the real life challenges, or we can go and put it live. So these are the issues which are discussed at very high level. There are various think tank bodies which are doing research on these aspects only. So they are filled in themselves. Then we discussed some other issues related to AI. Like so, all these are imaginary issues at this point of time, but some of them are realistic. Like uh, at small scale, they may not be at that scale. But what if the AI comes and there will be automation of the routine jobs and all those things? A large population of people will be out of jobs. So either they have to reskill themselves and be ready for the jobs which will be created by the AI solutions. Then there will be people who will be training them. There will be people who will be maintaining those algorithms. there'll be whole infrastructure related jobs and all those kind of things. Now here also there are various concepts which are being discussed, like there is a global chain of any product, say, or there's a global chain of innovation. Say in a global chain where the raw material will come, where it will be say first level processing, and then second level processing, and finally distribution of raw materials and consumer. So there is a global value chain which is being discussed, which is there or which exists, and it depends like where in our country, where is our country lies on that global value chain. So the countries which are lower in those global value chain are going to get affected more. That means the people with low education, low skill set, they will get easily displaced, and they are the one who are going to suffer more. Whereas those who have got more better skills and all those can learn themselves and can adopt to the new environment. Then there are other issues like so in the present ecosystem, how the wealth which is accumulated or generated by an enterprise is distributed in the societies. It's not that the owner or the founders they take everything. It's the workers, the employees, or the suppliers, the infrastructure related services, and there are a whole kind of gamut of people who are involved and who or to whom this wealth is generated. But what if all these people are replaced by robots, wherein there will be one-time investment or only the maintenance cost? Then how there will be distribution of this wealth? How the economy will work? So there will be a new paradigm shift in the way economy will work, and so it may lead to extremes like rich may become more richer and the poor may will go down further. Then the entire job scenarios, the lifestyle, and everything will get changed. You don't have, there will be no office concept. What they are expecting is that you will be operating from wherever you are. I mean, there's no need to go to office. Uh, there will be natural language based communication between the people, like the way you interact with another human being. You can interact with the machines or with the human being in similar way. So wherever you are, the new concept which is I'm sure you must have heard is Internet of Things, which will connect you with everything. So all the devices which you will have in your house or wherever you are will be smart devices. You at you they will be at your command. So all these issues are may not impact us directly at this point of time, but these are apex issues which are related to the proliferation of AI or the development or the research fields of AI. Then we were coming to we were playing a video. So this is, I just wanted to give you a feeling like how a data scientist work in a big enterprises like JP Morgan, which is my past organization. So I'll be playing this. If you're not able to see the video, please let me know. Then we'll make some other changes. So is everyone able to see view the video?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We are able to.
One thing's for sure, no 2 days here ever look the same. I like to start my day in London early. Since we're a global team, it gives me the chance to review work our New York team did last night and catch up with my colleagues in India.
Training center of excellence develops enterprise machine learning models across different trading and analytics platforms like JP Morgan. JP Morgan as a bank has been incorporating machine learning into a lot of our workflows. So as a machine learning engineer, this is a great time to work on problems of firm-wide impact.
Me human layer aspect here is ultimately having and learning from what people are doing today, the processes they do, and how they operate today, provides a great amount of information about the systems of the future. External conferences are really important for a number of reasons. One, it allows us to bring in the best of academia and external thought to the organization. The other is it allows the team to go out and continue to learn. We rely a lot on where we're going as well as where we've been.
So we come back from a conference knowing where the field is and how, taking those state-of-the-art methods, applying them to the back.
The most exciting and novel thing about working with AI research is getting to publish our work at the most esteemed academic conferences like ICML, AAAI, and we not only participate, but we also host and sponsor workshops at these conferences.
I get to focus on the hot topics in AI and machine learning, as enforcement learning, cryptography, and explainability.
Millions of people use and rely upon our products and services every day. Working here, you have the ability to be on the forefront of changing that interaction.
We apply and discover new AI techniques to handle complex problems such as trading, multi-agent market simulations, fraud detection, anti-money laundering, and issues related to data.
As a technologist, I was the most surprised by the wide variety of problems that we have to tackle, and that JP Morgan is in a unique position to solve thanks to the large amount of data available.
We focus on a number of research problems. One of the most exciting ones is ensuring that the models are explainable, fair, and unbiased. In my lifespan, I don't expect to see generalized AI become something that's mainstream. So for a lot of time, we're expecting to see humans and machine helping each other.
Every day is different. Every day we get a new challenging problem. Sometimes there is no known solution for that problem, and it's like a new puzzle. Sometimes there is a known solution, but we show how we can do better using state-of-the-art.
There is a long-held belief as we move that AI and machine learning is this one-shot deal. We do it, we are done.
I work with some of the best and most creative minds in the field, and I have ownership over my work, which is very rewarding. I'm researching how to apply computer vision and techniques to understand the complexity of decision making.
What excites me the most about my job here in New York is the opportunity to learn from our leaders and external professors. And my favorite part of the day would be brainstorming creative research ideas to solve challenges across all lines of businesses.
Currently using event logs to chase customers or customer journeys to ways to create an even better experience for our clients.
We do believe that junior people are the ones in some sense that have that vision, that can think big, and they are not kind of like constrained.
Our clients are getting younger, they want to be interacting in different ways, and we need fresh talent to come up and help us with those new ideas and actually implement them in a way that makes sense for the client experience.
The advice I would give to a junior executive is to be open-minded, not to be afraid to learn new things every day. The field is moving very fast.
There are many opportunities to learn at JP Morgan, like library research, natural language processing, deep learning, time series, and reinforcement learning.
I'm excited to be part of the transformation to a truly data-driven culture.
Okay. So this was my past organization, and I also had great experience of working with JP Morgan. Fine. So next thing is, so why organization, those who have implemented, what kind of changes they have seen? Like there are various studies which are there. Say Accenture says that the business productivity increased to 40%, and the number of startups since 2000 has magnified 14 times. So these are some of the stats which are related to uh, AI being adopted by these various enterprises. Now, suppose your organization takes the decision of implementing AI. That means it will be an AI-driven organization. Then these are the steps which are generally focused on that. So, where do you? What is your ambition of implementing AI? So there are very several aspects from management to technology. Then what kind of system you want to adopt in that. So there is a organization wide strategy which is developed, and then small blocks will fall in the play. It is not that AI cannot be implemented in isolation in any organization, because there the systems are linked from one system to another system to another system. That is why the trades also flow. Say when we were in JP, so there was, we saw, we were given the demonstration, like the, about, most of you would be knowing trading. So you trade. When you trade, there are traders who will be trading, who know the market and all those things. So that time, the JP has developed a algorithm which will trade on behalf of JP, and then there are other competitors of JP, say Citibank and all those things, Morgan Stanley. So they have also developed their algorithms for trading. And first time we saw, or we were told, there was trading between two algorithms developed by two companies. So the two algos were trading with each other, and these algos were AI driven, or machine learning based algorithm driven uh, uh, algos. So that is how people have gone even to that extent that future wars will be like, in case of finance industry, will be based on there'll be war between the algos developed by the companies. How efficiently and smart solution you develop. Human beings have that way very limited capacity to handle so much of data at one point of time. And uh, the aim of the organization is to create more wealth, either by expansion of the business or to cut down the cost. So traders community are the one in the financial market who are paid very heavily. I mean, they are the people who draw maximum salary uh, in any industry. So, but they are super intelligent guys, and they work for, say, 5 to 7 years in their lifetime. So within those 5 to 7 years, they are able to they are able to afford to buy even island somewhere, and rest of the time they spend in spending that money which they have earned those in 5 7 years. So so this is, I'm just sharing my experience, may not be related directly over here. Now, what are the challenges involved with AIs? Whatever said and done, except now deep learning is picking up. Earlier, all these machine learning algorithms and all, they also have limitations. So normal, supervised, unsupervised reinforcement learning. So this is an emerging field. Recently, in last, you would have seen that in last 5 to 7 years, this field has picked up. Uh, so before that, though it was 1960s, there were a lot of research on this, but then there's something called AI winter years, wherein people were not having faith on the AI solution, so there were no investment in that, and it experienced AI winter phase, that is known. But now these fields are picking up. But yeah, so we are going to see a revolutions in the way the society works, or the various strata of society are involved in the economy. Now I just briefly want to touch upon uh, the uses of AI in education. So we were thinking of, in fact, I was thinking of giving you some case studies related to the various disciplines, but due to paucity of time, I couldn't collect the required data to put it across. But so how education is going to experience a new dimension because of integration with the AI. So I think we have discussed earlier also, I was telling about personalized learning. So the future is not about that one instructor and say 30 students listening to the same instructions. The future is more about knowing the level of the student and his aspiration and putting across the material or teaching him the skills which he wants. It is not that whether he's interested or not interested in that field, he'll have to learn that particular thing. There are people, depending upon their level capability, they can fast pace it, they can slow it down, and they can decide what they want to learn, what they don't want to learn. Here, the examination system are going to get a total reform, in the sense like presently we impart instruction, we expect people to memorize or develop some kind of applications also on that, and then there are intervals wherein we test like how much learning has taken place. Even that is going to change, so there will be real time feedback probably in future times. There will be no examination. It is what you learn and you implement, and the algorithm or the AI based solutions will ensure that you're learning, you have a lifelong learning, and you are tested at each interval, and they in fact you don't have to memorize anything. Everything would be at your fingertip. It is only your probably vision and your understanding of things which will matter. So the data will be everywhere. Yeah. So these are some of the reforms which AI is going to bring into the education. So one example, I came across this video wherein a professor is using a robot, AI-enabled robot.
Invest your time in the career of tomorrow. Enroll in Simply Learn's.
So this is an AI-powered robot.
Hanke is known as a digital teaching pioneer and one of the first professors to have a humanoid robot assistant. The professor uses an interactive teaching approach, which is made possible by Yuki. It's Thursday, after 7 a.m. at University. Thursdays always start early for Jürgen Handke and Patrick Heinsch. This is Yuki's workday. He needs to be at work now.
He's ready now.
Time to head to class. Yuki needs help making the journey.
We need this push card to go anywhere. To help him get from A to B.
Yuki completed his test phase just a few weeks ago. Since then, he's been working regularly at the university. Patrick Heinsch programs Yuki. It is thanks to Heinsch that Yuki is always learning.
that's still missing. But even in the future, that's going to be difficult, also because of the elevator.
When the university first bought Yuki and two other robots for 20,000 euros, they couldn't do much. Now the 1.2-meter tall robot is more than a fancy gimmick for Professor Jürgen Handke. Yuki's artificial intelligence is designed to help improve both teaching and learning.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, very warm welcome to our class meeting number 11.
This is an English linguistics lecture.
I will take this class. Oh, that's the wrong one. We have the wrong session.
Did Yuki make a mistake?
No, this is whatever happens. If I click on the English, this is for English. There we are. So my mistake. So here we are. Are you ready?
Here is a question for you. Task number 1. How many hours is the work? And how many is the materials?
Yuki is asking practice exam questions. But students in Handke's classes aren't supposed to memorize material. Instead, they're instructed to use their tablets, mobiles, and computers to find information online. This trains skills and understanding rather than rote learning. Handke thinks teacher-centered education is fine thanks to his assistant Yuki.
It's really a big help. I can stay with them and help them while the robot has an eye on things. I don't need to do anything. It's great. Before I have to run up and down the glass, the PowerPoint, the stopwatch, handles all of that.
Your time is up. The next question will come in a moment.
Okay. Guess he's got it.
Question. Task number 2.
It seems the technology works. But is it helping to reach the students? What it does, I feel I have to work a little bit harder when the robot is here. So yeah, I'd say it helps you learn. And it's also motivating to have something like that standing in your classroom.
I think you don't need Yuki per se. You could also just have a robot voice and online questions. That would be the same for me. It just doesn't make a real difference to have a robot standing up there compared with having AI running in the background.
Handke thinks Yuki's true potential is still in the developmental phase. Right now, the assistant robot has a low-level AI. He wouldn't be able to give a proper interview, for example. Why did he have to go out?
Okay, fine. So this was a kind of how probably you all are going to have a robot kind of structure, in your classroom to assist you. And you don't have to run around. Some of the motivations, how AI is going to facilitate each and every one's of our life. There are various, quite encouraging examples how different organizations have been using AI-powered predictions. These are some of them. Do you want me to cover these things? Because I was thinking of keeping this lecture small, short, and sweet. And though we wasted some time in juggling between these platforms. But I think these are self-explanatory, and what I have tried to do is I've try to compile the things and put it in one place, which will be shared with you. So if you have any question, I mean, there are thousands of encouraging examples about which we can go on and on. You can ask your question, and otherwise that's it from my end. If you have any query later on after we get over with this FDP, you can contact me on this email, or you can send your queries on this WhatsApp. I don't promise that I will be responding immediately, but sooner or later I will definitely be doing that.
Hello, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, is there any live demo platform for AI?
Live demo platform means, madam, if you use Google TensorFlow, for example.
Okay, sir.
No, are you asking about the simulation part or
A real-time demo, sir. A simulation part I have used for I have used AnyLogic, sir. For demo, I'm asking a real-time demo. If you're using Google Lens, it will show the real-time output, no, sir.
Right.
Likewise, is there any similar tool is there or platform is there for the student understanding?
Okay. So when I compile this, I can give you some of the links wherein what you have to do is you have to upload your training data. So
okay, sir.
the algorithm will do its own working, and it will get itself trained on, and then later on you give him the data to predict. So
okay, sir.
the same way you will get the output. Means it will act like a black box. You just give the training data and you tell him that say supervise or unsupervised. Generally these demo are supervised learning only.
Supervised learning.
This is my input variables, and this is my output variable. You give the training data that the algorithm will train itself, and then later on you can test it, or you can give data. It will throw you output.
Okay, sir.
Yeah.
If you are using AnyLogic, you can have the simulation models. Likewise, is there any live demo, sir? I'm asking if you give the input, it will show you live demo for student understanding. Like if you're taking any restaurant items, it will show where it is. Likewise, is there any platform, sir?
Madam, let me check with some of my colleagues. We are a group. So if you know, Niti Aayog has constituted a group of people for robotics and this AI and machine learning for school level.
Okay. Okay,
and
sir.
I'm also part of a committee which is constituted by CBSE for developing the syllabus also for from 8th class onward. The 8th class syllabus is already ready. So I will ask my colleagues in case. So there are different. I don't have that kind of background on
Okay,
these
sir.
simulations and all that. So I will ask, and if you can just text me, I'll get back to you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Hello, sir.
Yes, sir.
Sir, my name is Kaustubh Tripathi, sir. Actually, sir, I am currently 19 years old, and I'm using my mother's ID to listen to this wonderful session. She was listening to you, and I got really interested, and so I thought, why not listen to your words and what you are trying to say.
Sure.
Sir, my question to you is, sir, how can young people like me, I'm currently in class 12, I mean, we can learn these AI and ML and all these principles, and with what are the where are the what are the platforms which we can use? I mean, for basic understanding, I don't know much about these fields, but I'm good in maths, which you asked all of us to do, and I'm pretty good at that. But but sir, I really want to explore this field, and how can I do that, sir?
Yeah, you can do it. Very much you can do it. Mm, so, CBSE has also developed a content for stepwise, so that you can go stepwise and learn it. Uh, so you first have to decide like whether you want to work in Python or R based. But have you taken your computer science as
Yes, sir.
yeah, okay. So you
CS,
can start with the Python first, learn this language, and thereafter take the use cases, simple steps, read about it. When you will be able to execute one or two algorithm, it will give you that kick if you are really interested, and that is how you start. Once the CBSE also shares the syllabus, then you can follow that. It is still under development, but they are also coming out with a lot of tools. The lot of industries are involved in that. Intel, IBM, Google, there all these companies are developing solutions for children, like how to make this journey of picking up Python skills interesting for them. See, if you throw all these things at once to them, they will not be interested. But there are various solutions in pipeline. But they're still under development.
Okay.
So yeah, that is how you can go about it.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Okay, fine. I hope all of you have something to take back from this FDP program. I know, we started with something in mind, and then we changed course in between, and then finally, I tried to change my content as per the feedback which I have got from all of you. Uh, with this assurance and expectation that you would have got something out of this, I want to thank you for giving me this, and I want to thank you, MIT Professor Tripathi and his other colleagues, for giving me this opportunity to share my experience, my little bit knowledge which I had. Those who came with the expectation that we will have more practical algorithms, we could have done that, but then there would have been a large population who wouldn't have got much out of it. So aim was to give you a balance material, so that everyone has something or other to take back, and they feel involved in this. So that was the aim.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes, madam.
So thank you so much. You have given so informatory and very nice session, sir. I'm speechless actually. And the question that I have, it's not a question actually. It's just the view that I have. Like in the coming scenario, we will not be having the libraries of offline modes. That's what we can perceive, or the existence of books would also go.
I don't think so, madam. Human beings are, are not so easily predictable entity. So, yeah, all these technologies are there to facilitate us to make our lives better, rather than to, replace everything. So it depends on the how things changes in coming time. But yes, there will be a lot of readers who prefer to use paper-based books and all those things. Have I got your question correct?
Right, sir. Because that's being a teacher, what I found right now also the scenario is changing. Like the students are less interested in books these days. Whenever you give them some exercise or some task, they always look for the internet. So that in that perspective, actually, I asked this question.
No, absolutely. In fact, I at some point of time was not interested in books because they were not written that well. I mean, if you pick up books which were written, say, 15, 20 years back, uh, especially the Indian authors, they were sometime copy of what foreigner have written. Probably he wrote with some perspective, and then finally the Indian used to copy it and put their own explanation, and they were so badly written. So all those things are there, but there are interesting books also. So it depends. Like now, the life is more easy compared to it used to be 2 3 days decades back.
Thank you, sir.
So I suppose there are no more questions out there. So Kuldeep sir, may we conclude now?
Yeah, okay, fine. So what do you expect me to conclude, sir? So
No, sir, I'm just seeking your permission to end up this.
yeah, okay, fine. Thank you so much to everyone for participating in this FDP. And I've already shared my WhatsApp number and email ID. Uh, I would be happy to answer your queries if you have any, and if I know the answers. And thank you so much, Professor Kailash Tripathi and the other from MIT. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Kuldeep sir. It was indeed a very nice and informative sessions, and so were the previous ones as well. So thank you, sir. Thank you so much for all your support and time. And as now we have come to the end of this FTP, now I want to call upon Mr. Kailashnath Tripathi, sir, our convener, to propose vote of thanks. So Tripathi, sir, please.
Yeah, okay. Thank you, Amol sir. Honorable Chairman sir, Vice Chairman sir, Director sir, and respected Speaker sir, and all the participants. It's my privilege to have been asked to propose a vote of thanks on this occasion. I, on behalf of entire organizing team of Meerut Institute of Technology, Meerut, extend a very hearty vote of thanks to one and all who participated in this FDP and blessed us with their presence. Thank you for taking out your valuable time from your busy schedule. I must mention our deep sense of appreciation for Kuldeep Nagar sir for his valuable and interactive session. The way he explained the topic is exemplary. Sir, your knowledge and expertise made it easy for anyone who is yet stepping and deciding to build his career in the field of AI and ML. I also wish to express my gratitude to our chairman, Sir Sri Vishnu Saran sir, and vice chairman, Sri Puneet Ragwal sir, for providing encouragement and necessary support. I am also grateful to our director, sir, Dr. Alok Chauhan, sir, for inspiring us and giving us an opportunity to organize this event. I extend my heartfelt thanks to all the participants for their active participation in this event. It would not have been possible for us to conduct a program on such a mass level without your cooperation. It is truly remarkable that we are, despite being physically present in different parts of country, yet mentally present at single place for learning and growing. The effort given in by Mr. Viswas Gautam sir and Ajay Chaudhary sir for promoting the event and making it a grand popular is commendable. And lastly, I would say, as no program can become successful without a supportive team, so I extend my big thanks to my head of department and all faculties of computer science and engineering department for their support, and a special thanks to Amol sir and Ayush sir for making this event a successful event with your contribution and great efforts. Thank you all. Good night. Amol sir. Kuldeep sir, thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir. Can I leave now?
Yeah, yes sir, yes sir. Thanks sir. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Participants, soon we are sending your certificates and PPTs and all study materials shared by the expert. So be patient And soon, within 1 or 2 days, we will send you all the required material. Thank you so much. Thank you for joining us. Thank you.
Yes, participants will be sharing a feedback form with you all. We'll be sharing the link of it with you all, and it will get open tomorrow morning 10 a.m. So you all are supposed to fill that form in order to gain your participation certificate. So please do fill it.
Well, thank you all the participants for making the session a wonderful one. And as Mosa intimated, the feedback link will be shared in the morning tomorrow 10 a.m. It will remain open for a day. Kindly fill the feedback form, and if you have attended at least 4 sessions, then definitely automatically you will get a certificate, participant certificate for the session scheduled from 30th May to 4th of June. If anybody has query, the session is open. You can ask from me or Amol sir for the same. If anybody has confusion regarding this, you can ask from us.